Good morning, girls. I guess my screen is getting shared.
Good morning, ma'am.
We were, good morning, dear. Actually, we were discussing about network hardware. As I told you people, you are maintaining a notebook. Put today's date and timing is 10 to 10:45, and start making a notes also one by one. So we are in the second part of network hardware. One second, my speaker is not connected. Anyone respond me? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my dear. Okay. So have a look over here. You have some 7 layers. Right now, we are not going to discuss about these 7 layers. Maybe positively at the end of this session, or maybe in tomorrow's session. Just have a note on this. There will be 7 layers. At the bottommost layer is physical layer, data link layer, network, transport, session, presentation, and application. So there will be much more acronyms to recall this order also. Please do not touch Steve's pet alligator. They used to call it as in data communication and networking. So the idea is this hub, this positive, this layout is you could have seen somewhere in your home premises, any of the office premises, at our college. So this single device capable of connecting around 8 devices. This device can be called as hub, and which resides on layer 1 of the OSI model. So in physical layer, the switching device used is hub. Make a note on that. Hub is used in the physical layer 1 of OSI model. Coming to this, an intelligent network device that sends one signal to all of the stations connected to it. So this is a communicable device or unintelligent, sorry girls, an unintelligent network. Why they had given unintelligent is this is not a kind of autonomous device. This is not a kind of robot. This cannot take any decision. Instead, if the network is available, this device will be transmitting the signals. That's it. The role of this device is no more decisions will be taken. So only it is given as unintelligent network. Next is all computers or devices are competing for attention because it takes the data that comes into a part and sends it out all the other parts ports. Sorry, this is not ports in the hub. So what is this port? Port is, you can call it as LAN port. And if you have any, here one socket is connected, there also you can see the this kind of layout, but which will be having to accept this socket. So this is also a port. You have power port, you have USB port, you have audio and video cable port, you have any kind of network ports like this. So idea is this device will be having much more ports, and those ports will be used for connecting rest of the devices. Traditionally, hubs are used for star topology networks, but they are often used with other configurations to make it easy to add and remove computers without bringing down the network. Idea is traditionally hubs are used for star topology networks, but they are often used with other configurations to make it easy to add and remove computers without bringing down the network. So idea is once when the network is available, this device will be helping what? It will be helping the entire external network support by means of this device. So make a note on this communication device hub, which completely purely resides in the layer 1. It is an unintelligent device which is capable of connecting whichever network communicable devices available in the existing network. Next comes switch. Again, the switch is a communication device which resides in the layer 2. Which is the layer 2? It is data link layer. So you can have, see, you may be asking, ma'am, there's no difference between the device, but then since physical layer is the bottommost layer, which is capable of transmitting bit streams, and data link layer may be the other data unit format, that is frames. So this communication device, switch device, which is capable of transmitting the data unit supported by the data link layer. So that's the difference. So much more devices available. One such device is being portrayed in this slide. So this switch device can be used to split it, or can be used to split large networks into small segments, decreasing the number of users sharing the same network resources and bandwidth. Idea is what? This device is capable of splitting the entire unit into some compartments, and those compartments there onwards is ready to share the services to the specific group of people. So that's the concept, that's the idea behind the switch device, and which understands when two devices want to talk to each other and gives them a switched connection. That doesn't require any explanation, and which helps prevent data collisions and reduces network congestion, increasing network performance. Can anyone tell what is data collision? What do you mean by collision generally? What is collision? Are you answering in the chat box? What is collision?
Ma'am, it's a kind of combination or when two wires interact like that, ma'am.
Maybe idea of collision is when two objects are getting clashed. This is collision. In Tamil they used to call it as modem. So collision is the idea is when enormous data is getting transmitted, if there is any problem is arising through because of any collision or any traffic, any congestion, so that can be, that we can call it as collision, and reduces network congestion. And so whenever this switching device is responsible for preventing data collision and reducing network congestion, thereby it will increase the network performance. So ultimately, each and every switching device, it is responsible for the efficient data transmission. And most home users get very little, if any, advantage from switches, even when sharing a broadband connection. So even at your home, you may have a modem or Wi-Fi modem, and which will be having around 4 to 6 ports, and there onwards, once when this modem is connected with your DSL connection or any dial-up connection, there onwards, I mean from these ports it is capable of communicating rest of the devices. So idea is most home users get very little, if any, advantage from switches, even when sharing a broadband connection. So idea behind broadband connection is possible by means of switching devices. Next comes bridge. Again, this bridge device resides on layer 2 of the OSI model, that is data link layer. This bridging device, as the name suggests, it is responsible for connecting any two LANs and forwards or filters. I can say this: our campus is having LAN setup, and we have campus 1 and campus 2. So the dedicated LAN connection is available, but then there is some devices needed to connect, to have the connection between campus 1 and campus 2. You got it? So bridge is a device which is used to connect two LANs and forwards or filters data packets between those two LANs, and which creates an extended network in which any two workstations on the linked LANs can share data. Then transparent to protocols and to higher level devices like routers. So normally whenever we are discussing this layered architecture, all these are interconnected to provide the well transmitted or the proper efficient transmission of data. So forward data depending on the hardware. So what is this MAC? Can anyone tell what is MAC? In the earlier class, I told MAC is, Judina is there. How many of you present today? Let me have a look. All girls are present. What is MAC? No idea? MAC is what? MAC is, okay, there is a problem, I guess, in the Judina side. Please get it resolved. All the time, I cannot
Ma'am,
accept this. So MAC is, yeah, tell
ma'am, I
me,
can
Judina,
hear you, ma'am.
what is that?
Ma'am, media access control address, ma'am.
Exactly. MAC is Media Access Control. So this MAC address falling under hardware side again, and not the network address IP. Make a note on this. MAC always represents hardware address. I could have told, I would have told you, like, all your wireless devices will have this MAC address. Even in your handheld device, smartphones settings, you can go and have a look over the hardware address. Hardware address. It will be like around some six pairs of data, alphanumeric information separated by dot. So later, you all in the next class share your MAC addresses if you found it in your settings. So MAC addresses always represents the hardware side, hardware address, and IP represents the network address. Make a note on this. So there is a dedicated protocol called ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. What it will do, it will convert this hardware address to network address in the sender side. And you have one more protocol, RARP stands for Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. What it will do, it will convert the network address into MAC address. Have you all taken down? MAC to IP conversion is done by ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. IP to MAC will be done by RARP, Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. See, whatever I'm telling, all these things, maybe it will be asked in the next participatory next participatory interactive game like or quiz like activity. So make a note on this. And all those interactive sessions and games, quizzes will be taken for your class participatory activities. Thereby, I tell you this, it will be considered for your internal consolidation. Next is network hardware. Network hardware is you have a repeater. So make a note on this. Again, this repeater is used for you resides in the layer 1. That is again physical layer. So this is one device they had given. This is a repeater. What it will do, it is used to boost the signal between two cable segments or wireless access points. So make a note, this is used for the wireless access points. So wireless access points, it can be a tower, it can be a device like this. This is the possible antenna by which the signals are getting transmitted. You could have seen the same thing in your modem too. Next comes cannot connect different network architecture. So this repeater is a communication device which will support only the homogeneous nature of communicable devices. It will never support different network architecture. Make a note on this. Repeater is used for doing some fine signal boosting or any network performance activities only in the same network architecture and not the heterogeneous network architecture. So then it doesn't simplify or it doesn't simplify. There is a spelling mistake here. Amplifying the signal and it regenerates the packets and retimes them, retransmits them. You can have. What is this amplification? What do you mean by the signal amplification? Signal amplification is Signal amplification is the idea is the signal will be idea is the signal volume of signal will be increase. Say for example, whenever you have the volume control, it is in your hands to decrease as well as the increase the sound, right? And the moment when you are listening the music into the handle device, and whenever it is connected to any woofer system, your signals are getting amplified. So amplifying is increasing the volume or increasing the physical units of the signal. That will be happening in the amplification. Signal amplifiers will do that job. So it regenerates the packets and retransmits if at all needed. So there is, if there is any problem in the regular transmission, this device is responsible for regenerating the signals and retransmit them if there is any loss. Next comes router. Router, you have that in your mind. This is the device which is always kept in the layer 3. Router and network layer and router. So have that in mind. Again, this device connects any number of LANs. Earlier we have seen one diagram, right? The entire network will be subdivided into subnets, and each and every subnet may have one or two routers, and these routers capable of transmitting the data by means of store and forward mechanism. Store and forward mechanism and all I explained it earlier. So before transmitting the data to other devices, what it will do, it will store the information and then forward. Likewise, each and every router present in the network, it will do the same mechanism. So thereby it is assured that in case of any loss, from which point the data has got lost, from that point again retransmission will be initiated. So that's the ultimate mechanism utilized by, taken down by router, and uses standardized protocols to move packets efficiently to their destination. So this router, again, it is wrapped up with the standardized protocols. What is the protocol of network layer? The protocol associated in the network layer is, Roja, tell me the answer. If whenever I am calling out your name, if you are not answering, that means you are not in the class. Kamali, what is the protocol associated with the network layer? Yes? Someone unmuted yourself, right? Tell me the answer. You don't know the answer? Even in the previous slide, I was telling the network layer is, no? Who else know the answer? You please let me know. Network layer protocol.
And you are telling
Not even a
about
single. Yes? Yes, tell me, ma.
you are telling about TCP/IP.
Ma'am, ma'am, is it IP or IP?
IP only. Who told the answer IP? Judina?
Yes, ma'am.
Good girl. Make a note on this, ma. Everything. I cannot recall. See, as we had completed around 3 sessions, by now you should know the protocols associated. So network layer is governed by the protocol called IP. Make a note on that. So it uses standardized protocol. They are ultimately quoting that it is Internet Protocol, IP. More sophisticated than bridges connecting networks of different types. So what we had seen in the previous device, repeater, which will never connect, which cannot be used for connecting different network architecture. Whereas this router, it can connect networks of different types. So types, what they meant to say is they are referring topologies. It can connect a star topology and a token ring. It can connect a mesh topology and a hybrid likewise. And forwards data depending on the network address IP and not the MAC address. Again, make a note, router, what it will do, it will forward the data based on IP address and not the MAC address. Whereas what we had seen here, bridge is a device, forwards data based on the hardware address and not the network address. So bridge is a device, data forwarding is based on MAC, whereas router, what it will do, it will forward the data depending on the network address and not the MAC address. Make a note on this also. Routers are the one and only of these four devices that will allow you to share single IP address among multiple network clients. Okay. Additional network hardwares, you have NICs, gateways, proxy server. So NIC is what it will do, push the data into packets and transmit packet onto the network, maybe wired or wireless. It will support both the things. One more additional responsibility I can list over here. This NIC is responsible for maintaining the log list also. Whoever is utilizing the network, the user side information is possible, can be extracted from this NIC, and maybe wired or wireless support. Gateway is, again make a note, gateway is kept in the topmost layer, application layer. Connects networks with different protocols like TCP IP network and IPX and SPX networks. Extended protocol networks. IPX and SPX, one second, let me tell. Even you can check also. Internet packet exchange, make a note. IPX is internet packet exchange and SPX is sequenced packet exchange networks. Internet packet exchange networks and sequenced packet exchange networks. And routers and gateways often refer to the same devices. Next comes proxy server. Proxy server is a server which is having the same equal capabilities of the main actual server. So I would have told this, across globe, when the devices are connected into the internet, each and every service provider, they'll be having their own dedicated original actual servers, and instead in between nodes can act as an intermediary node server, and it can be called it, we can call it as proxy servers. So this proxy servers will have the equal capability of the server. So idea is, I can quote it like it will act as the edge device, edge node. So whatever service can be extracted out of server can also be extracted through this proxy servers. Let's see what it is given under here. Isolates internal network computers from the internet. So see here, it is given as small I internal and from the internet small I. This small I internet is locally connected to the particular organization, to the particular geographical region. Likewise, it may have the capability to get connected with the capital I internet also, across globe connectivity also. So this proxy server, in the proxy server, the user first access to the proxy server, and the proxy server accesses the internet and retrieves the requested web page or a document. The user then gets a copy of that page from the proxy server. I guess this statement is, this sentence, this thing is giving extra clarity. I repeat, the user first accesses the proxy server, and the proxy server accesses the internet, which retrieves the requested web page or document, and the user will be provided with the copy of the web service or web page or a document. So that's the concept of proxy server. Next comes common network media. After completing this slide or today's class, today's you need to take up one open book, or it's you can refer any material. You are supposed to show the media types in tomorrow's class. It will be having the broader classification like guided media and unguided media. Guided is wired and unguided is wireless. Anyhow, we will be looking into all those stuff in a different classification. I ask you people to come out with the answer script or descriptive answer of network media types. Don't forget, I'll be checking in the next class. Let's move on to the thing. So, electrical media, within braces they have given copper. So I guess we all knew this. Any wire which is capable of conducting your electric signals, that wire would have been shielded with some plastic like item, and in if you are removing that shielded part, you could see the copper lead wire. It may be of some n number of wires connected together or a single lead wire. So it depends on the application to which it need to be used. So electrical wires can be of two types. First one is coaxial cable and twisted pair cable. This twisted pair cable you could have seen in your real time. Four pairs of wires twisted to certain specification, two or four, two pairs or four pairs. So they are talking about the copper part inside the shielded. So you could have seen in the regular, even any bulb and plug point can be connected with this twisted pair, which will be given with some two different colors, white or blue, or yellow or green, or red or black. Likewise, it is given. Once you are removing the shielded thing, you could have seen some four pairs of copper wires could have been connected. So available in shielded and unshielded version. Shielded is the outer layer. With the outer layer or without the outer layer, the twisted pair cables are available. Next comes coaxial cable. So where single copper conductor in the center, surrounded by a plastic layer for insulation and a braided metal outer sheet. So the regular cable TV wire, have you seen that cable wire? You have the black outer layer. If you are removing that black layer, you can see some white color. After that, some metallic wrapping. After that, again inner jacket, and finally you can see the single lead. Only one copper conductor is being taken. So these two are electrical media. You have coaxial cable and twisted pair. This twisted pair is your regular electrical. Whatever electrical appliances have been connected, and this coaxial cable is, with the name itself it is clear, for the cable network. Any cable network you can use this. Next comes fiber optic. I used to insist all my students all the time, in internet you go and have a look over the video, YouTube video, fiber optic cable. Say for example, whenever the one standard video is available, that is when the set-top box which is capable of transmitting this fiber optic nature of connectivity, how to connect the set-top box with your TV. One guy has, and much more videos are available. So whichever possible, you have a look how this fiber optic cable is getting connected with the devices at home or any office premises. So it's a cable consisting of a center glass core. Glass core, make a note on this. Center glass core surrounded by layers of plastic that transmit data using light rather than electricity. Make a note on this. So I want to insist one point here. Supposing when we want to transmit the data, how we can make use of this data? Recall yourself with the ultimate final unit of data is zeros and ones. Am I right or wrong? So this light can be taken like whenever it is glowing, it represents the one, and whenever it is not glowing, whenever it is in off state, it will be representing zero. So when the light is glown, it will be considered as 1. When it is off, it will be taken as 0. So combination or sequence of bit streams data using light can be transmitted over this fiber optic. Okay, next comes atmosphere or wireless. So these two are guided media where we will be having the physical wired architecture. The physical wire is there to transmit the data either as the signal as a bit stream or the signal as a light. These two is capable of transmitting. Coming to the next thing, wireless, what it will do, it will use electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic signals whose frequency range is above that of microwaves but below that of visible spectrum. So the point here is in the forthcoming classes, we'll be looking into the frequency spectrum. The limit is it should be the lower level frequency is being assigned with microwave and the topmost frequency will be given with visible spectrum. So in between, what are all the signals types? Each and every signal type would have been assigned with various frequencies, and those frequency limit is capable of transmitting your frequency modulation and amplitude modulation, your infrared, your ultraviolet, your whatever signals is possible to get communicated with. So make a note, wireless is nothing but which uses electromagnetic waves. So why they had given waves is, you please recall yourself with a wave-like structure. Wave-like structure has always been what is that is being associated with analog signal transmission. So those analog signals can be represented as electromagnetic waves and then it will be transmitted. Later, whenever it reaches any of the digitized device, automatically the signal will be converted to digital signals. So there actually you are in need of any of the conversion devices like a modem. Got it all of you? So make a note on this. In wireless communication, you can capable of transmitting electromagnetic waves through air. It will be communicated. But in office premises or home premises, what will be done? By the help of any digitized devices like a conversion device like modem, it will be converted as a digital signals. So how to choose a media? There are some criterions. You need to have a thorough knowledge about wiring configurations, how much of a distance need to be covered, and what is the limitations associated with the location, how much speed is needed, reliability, security, and budget. Coming to this speed, you might have heard like even your mobile data is capable of transmitting 2 Mbps. Minimum is 2 megabit per second. And some of the devices, even in organizations, up to 8 megabit per second, they are assuring. In our college, we have Bharati Airtel dedicated one-on-one connection with the speed limit 4 megabit per second. So that is more than sufficient for running even an organization. So have a note on this. Media type, you have the classification as guided media and unguided media. Guided is wired and unguided is wireless. Okay. So some of the scenarios given how the twisted pair will look like. And this twisted pair, where and all it is, how it is connected and the layout of the twisted pair it is given. Have you ever seen this cable? Where? Can anyone tell the answer? This cable, where it is taken, where you have seen?
Modem.
Where, ma?
For connecting modem.
Exactly. For connecting modem, being the network person, you can call it as this is Ethernet cable. and Ethernet cable is responsible for connecting devices which are connected at the LAN. Even you could have seen in our laboratory, if there is any problem with your system, any internet problem, our programmer ma'am, she would have changed this cable. So this is the socket. So let us see what is what. Dial-up over telephone line is also possible. Dial-up over telephone line. So DSL is digital subscriber line. The technical specifications associated with DSL, it is given. High speed up to 256 kilobit per second and 55 megabit per second. This limit is possible, which is capable of transmitting data in a full duplex mode, that is both sending and receiving simultaneously between sender and receiver. Asymmetric digital subscriber line ADSL and high bitrate digital subscriber line. So in these two scenarios, this cable can be used. Next comes Cat5. Cat5 is Ethernet cable standard defined by the Electronic Industries Association and Telecommunications Industry Association, EIA and TIA. So these two association actually recommended this Cat5. This Cat5 is nothing but this Ethernet LAN connectivity provision through this socket. And this connector's name is RJ45. This connector name is RJ45, which is the standard assigned. Each and every ports or socket like this would have been recommended by a particular standard, and this socket has been recommended by a network standard called RJ45. Make a note on this again. It may be asked in the competitive exams. These connectors used for unshielded twisted pair cable. So what is unshielded? It is not wrapped off. It is unshielded type of twisted pair cable. Make a note on this specification. Next comes your Ethernet. You have 10 base T, 10 base 5, 100 base T and 100 base TX. The author had given a comparative study over these four cable type characteristics. You are expected to have a look over this. If it is 10 base T, what is the data rate is possible? 10 base FL, again 10 Mbps, 100 base likewise, and signaling method baseband, 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 baseband. What is the other signaling method? It is broadband. So broadband is once when the signals are taken for digitized transmission, then broadband will come into your role. So this baseband, what it will do? It assures it will be transmitting the analog wave like signal transmission. And media type, what are all the media types supported by various other Ethernet standards, Ethernet cable type. And maximum length required or the coverage possible with this 10 base T is 100 meters, 2000 meter, 100 meter and 400 meter. So this 10 base FL is giving some much more extra coverage. So I missed one previous slide. So this is how your optical fiber will look like. So even you could have seen this as a showpiece at your home or at some shops also. That is, light is getting transmitted through this wire, but the edges will be representing the lights. This thing. So this is optical fiber. Infrared light is transmitted through fiber and confined due to total internet reflection. 1 second, girls. So fibers can be made out of either plastic or glass and used for high-speed backbones and pipes over long distances. So this optical fiber is comparatively expensive. If possible, let me try showing this fiber optic transmission. Later, even you can check how the fiber optic connection or optical fiber cables are used for data transmission. I'll share the link so that you can have a look also. Okay. So all of you please make a note on this table. This is quite important, and even this classification, this technical specification is frequently asked in the competitive exams. Quickly make a note on this, or let me share later. You please do that. Next comes wireless media. So you have wireless LAN or WLAN, Wi-Fi, wireless fidelity, WiMAX for WAN connection, wide area network connectivity, satellite or microwave. So wireless LAN or WLAN, this is your modem, and Wi-Fi is IEEE 802.11 standard. WiMAX is between some wider area coverage, and satellite and microwave, high-speed media used for longer distance coverage. So they have given like from satellite how the home network is getting connection. So